Do big fish really eat bats? Today, we're gonna find out. I'm gonna be using the most realistic lure on the market, the Savage Gear Topwater Bat. This thing skips across the top of the water so elegantly. If I was a fish, I'd be smashing it. Look at the amount of wake this bat makes. That is gonna bring the fish in from miles away. So the place I'm choosing to fish is a complex of 4 or 5 pike lakes, absolutely stuffed with them, and there's some really big ones in here. This place is surrounded with trees, and as soon as it gets dark, the place is full of bats. Now, for the sake of comparison, I am also going to be using some of my favourite tried and tested headbanger lures, starting with this one that's all bashed up. We will be using the bat first, but if nothing goes for it, we will be seeing if anything else is there with the others. So I've just stopped for a bit of lunch in the car, and I can actually see someone across the lake playing a carp. I'm just going to whiz around and see if he needs a hand taking a photo. It's a nice one. How long have you been out for?
Only got here this morning.
Yep. 22 on the dot. So this is actually the biggest carp I've ever seen in person, and I've got the pleasure of being on cameraman duty for it. Look at that for a fish. 22 pound. I really want something to go for this bat. I'd love to just see its jaws come up and nail it. Something you might not know about me is I absolutely hate bats. They freak me out so much. So I won't be upset to learn that big fish eat them, that's for sure. Well, I know bats won't exactly be making up the majority of a pike's diet. However, I'm more intrigued to know, just given the opportunity, would one go for it? This bat even makes such a loud noise, listen to it. Fish, fish, there we go, there we go. It's not on the bat, but it's a fish. Here's when I should have had my net ready. And we've got it, come on. So here we go, first fish of the day. It's a shame it's a small one, but they all count on a slow day especially. Look at that, beautiful little pike. Let's get it back. Just a very quick thing to mention, now pike fishing has started, before you head out after some pike, you want to make sure you got a pair of these pliers, long nose pliers for unhooking, and a pair of these hook cutters just in case. These are actually from Jerry's in Morecambe, a great fishing shop if you're in the area. Pop down and have a look. These are Westin ones, they've got all sorts of stuff in there. So the setup I just had that fish on was my Rapala Distant Sniper, 14 to 40 gram, and the rigged and ready RR 3000 reel. And then the lure was the headbanger shad in a sort of sparkly roach pattern. I absolutely love these things. So I just want to reiterate my strategy to you. I'm going through every swim, first with the bat and then with the other stuff. I mean, it's nice to get a fish on the bank, but it doesn't exactly prove to me that big fish don't eat bats, just because that one didn't fancy a go at it. So there's plenty of work still to be done today. Have a look at this. This swim looks absolutely perfect. We've got loads of reeds down one side of it, down both sides of it actually. This is just perfect pike territory. Well, I know by now this video will probably only be a few minutes long, but I've been out here casting for hours. Maybe 4 hours into the trip with another 1.5 to go. Well, unfortunately today it would appear that my conclusion is inconclusive, so I'm gonna have to give this another go, another day. I'll see you then. Now then, it is attempt 2 at this ridiculous challenge, and I'm trying it again in winter. Last time it was autumn when I tried it and the water was still warm. That couldn't be further from the truth now. This is definitely not the best time for topwater fishing, but I really want to get this video nailed out, and I'm really going to try to do the unbelievable and catch a fish on a topwater bat in winter. Half of these lakes are frozen. It's not going to be easy today, so I'm going to be using that on one of my rods, and on one of my other rods I've got something very festive to use, which you can have a look at now. So I'm using something very special today, the Westin Christmas Advent calendar. I'm going to take a look inside this and see what we've got. Wow, look at that. I'm really hoping there's going to be something usable today. I'm going to open the first few of them and see if there's anything appropriate for today's fishing. Well, day one, I feel like a kid again. Let's see what we've got inside, and hopefully it's going to be something that we can put on our line today. Ooh, I love a Westin shad tease, especially the ones that come rigged and ready. That is perfect. That's going straight on my line. I will take a look at a couple more today as well. We'll go for number 2. Let's see what we've got inside. Oh, Westin swim. You've got to love a Westin swim, don't you? These are unbelievable. I love fishing these quick in summer, and in the winter and the colder months just really slow because they sort of glide around. Another one that's going to be good to stick on today. Number 3. What are we going to have in here? A hook sharpener. This is ridiculous. I was just looking at picking one of these up the other day from Amazon, but I didn't do it. This actually looks like a serious bit of kit, this one. I often suffer with blunt hooks getting on rocks and all sorts, but this is going to sort me right out. Right, first things first, let's have a few casts with this bat. I don't have high hopes for this today, but I'm very excited at the possibility of me being surprised. I would just love to see a bit of fish on bat action. Well, I am actually going to start off with the Westin swim on this rod. I've used Westin swims before with a lot of success. I'm fairly sure if there's a fish down there that it's going to hit this. Oh, I had a bite then. Oh, I had a proper hit on the Westin. Let's see if we can get that fish to go for it again. It was just chilling in the shallows there. That's actually reminded me of something really funny. Last time I was out using the Westin swim was on my local canal. I was trying to catch a fish bigger than my rod using a stupid little ice fishing rod. It was a good couple of years ago now, but you might enjoy this, so I'll put it next. Now, for those of you that might be worried that this rod isn't powerful enough to handle a pike, that's how much it bends with a 34 gram lure on it, so it's a very stiff rod. Ooh. Oh, I just had a good hit then. I've just missed this mad take on camera. I'm gutted about that. This pike's gonna jump, I can feel it. Not a bad fish either. There you go. First pike on the tiny rod. And it's not a bad size one. I'm yet to measure the rod. I'm just very quickly getting this fish out, then I'm gonna rest it again and measure it, and then we'll send it on its way. So, very quick measure. This fish is 61 centimeters-ish. Have I caught a fish bigger than my fishing rod? 61 centimeters is what I need to beat. Oh, we've done it! We've done it by a centimeter! Unbelievable! Oh, it's come off, did you see that?
Any good for fishing?
I've had one so far.
Any size?
Bigger than the rod.
It's tiny.
I know, that's what I was trying to... I'm pushing myself. I'm trying to do something a bit different and just see if it's possible, and it is.
That's tiny. I wouldn't fancy catching a big one on it.
No, maybe not. It's quite strong though. It's surprisingly quite strong.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you got to try these things, haven't you?
Yeah.
At least it's handy to put in car.
Definitely. It breaks down like that as well, so it's even
I
smaller.
don't think it needs to do it, does it?
No. Oh, see that?
I had a look at it,
Yeah. Oh. Whoa.
Now.
You know, actually, so many people have walked past me, and you're the first person to mention the size of the rod. There we go. Fish number 2. Very similar size to the last, maybe a bit fatter, but a bit shorter. Gonna get this fish back and then crack on. Oh well, time to waste another half an hour with this top water bat. Gonna slow my retrieve right down so I'm just tickling it, just nudging it through. Well, I'm working my way around quite a few different lakes, just trying to find little pockets that are clear of the ice, but it's proven very, very difficult. A lot of my favourite swims are frozen over, and there's carpers on quite a few of my other ones, so it's not really a recipe for a productive day's fishing, but I'm going to keep going in the hope that I can just catch one, because one fish would really make my day when it is -1 and the ice is covering most of these lakes. This rod I'm using, by the way, is the Rigged and Ready World Traveller. It comes with 2 different tips, so it can either be a 5 to 15 gram rod or a 15 to 40 gram rod, which in other words, it can either be a perch, trout and chub rod or a light pike rod. Really good travel rod option. It comes with a reel too in its case. Really convenient. It'll even fit in your hand luggage, let alone suitcase if you're going away. Well, we are coming to the end of my 4th attempt at trying to catch a fish on a top water bat. It's not happened today, and it's not even happened with anything else. It's been a really tough day, so I'll probably conclude this challenge until the weather's more appropriate for it. Thank you very much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you here for the next one.